I have a question. So how do y'all, if you struggle with this, me personally, I struggle with this a lot. It's definitely gotten a lot better for me though, but in general, this is like, I guess you could say, a thorn in my side, right? But like, how do y'all deal or battle with having a bad attitude or getting easily irritated, right? Because child, sometimes I be trying to figure out what is the root cause of it and like what triggers it, because sometimes I just get in these moods where I just really just don't want to be bothered, and little stuff will just start to like get to me and bother me and irritate me, and I just be wanting to like slap everybody, like, you know. I just be wanting to just not, I don't want to say not exist, but you know what I mean, like I just be wanting to like seclude for like 5 seconds and regroup and then pop back out like nothing happened. But it's just like, I don't be knowing, like in the moments it be hard to just be like, okay, pray, because sometimes I do try to be conscious of, you know, praying immediately and stuff is happening, but sometimes in the moment it just be like the anger, like, or the irritation, that the anger, the irritation, the attitude, it just like builds to a point where I either have to just completely shut up and just stay like to myself and like calm down, or like I just start like being really short and just really like, it's a difference, like you can tell the shift in like my demeanor and everything like that, and it just be like, I don't be knowing how to fight it sometimes. Like it'll be like this grip that just won't loose, and I just be like, sheesh. And it's just like, I don't know, it's one of those things that it's really hard to deal with but also explain, because it's something that I myself don't even understand. And I thought that, and I'm not saying that deliverance didn't do anything for it, but I thought that deliverance was like the solution, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like you still have to maintain your deliverance, which I am fully aware of and things like that. I guess I wasn't fully prepared for, like, I guess you want to call the backlash, the spiritual backlash, the spiritual warfare to come after the fact, because it just be seeming like, my word, some of the stuff that I be trying to battle with, I just be like, I be very much there, and I just be like, down, and it just really sucks, because it's like when you sitting there and you having that like battle in your mind, like not only just about like how you don't want to be that way or be affected that way, but also to even like calm yourself down and just come back to reality and get to a place where, I don't even want to say where the prayer could be effective, because it's just like there's nothing we can do to make it effective, but it's only by the power of God, by the grace of God, that we're able to overcome things. And sometimes it just be feeling like it be taking a minute to kick in, and a lot of times it be feeling like I failed in terms of the way that I be dealing with stuff sometimes, and it just be feeling like, dang, am I falling back into old habits? Which I know I'm not, by the way. It's just certain things that I just feel like I could be a lot better about the way that I go about them, whether it's my demeanor or how I let something affect me in the moment, instead of choosing to let that anger fester and whatever, choosing to say, you know what, this is a trick of the enemy, let me just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's a lot easier to come into agreement with the anger and the attitude, and based on the circumstances concerning your situation, it's just a lot easier to just come into agreement with the way that you feel and respond in that way, in the way that you feel, respond in your flesh, than it is to actively sit there in the moment. I'm talking about like in the moment, not you had some time to reflect and go to yourself and then come out a new person. No, I'm talking about right there in that moment. Sit there and make a choice, like, I'm not gonna allow this to cause me to react, respond, behave in this way. Because even just recently I've had situations which, not saying that it's bad to have certain feelings or anything like that, it's not about your feelings, it's about like your actions, right? But I just been feeling like I've been having a higher temptation to respond in my flesh, and it's just been a lot harder to navigate, I guess you could say. I don't really know how to explain it. I hope this is making sense, but I just, child, if y'all could let me know in the comments down below how y'all deal with situations like that, if that's something that you struggle with or that you face regularly or you've been delivered from. Definitely let me know in the comments what you did to overcome it, or how the Lord set you free and delivered you from it, child, because a girl be struggling. But another thing, it's just like, how do you, or I guess, how do I word this? It's like, it's choosing not to respond, or like, because I mean, not responding while you still are like visibly upset, I feel like that's still a form of like having an attitude. So it's like, how do you go about not responding, or, you know, like, how do you represent Christ still when you feel whatever type of way that you feel, even though you may not react or respond in a particular way? If you choose to restrain yourself and not say something, but like your body language is still giving like very much, you know what I mean? Like, how do you navigate that? Like, does that mean that you fell into sin if you choose not to respond, but it's still like the energy's still off because like your feelings still, like, you still feel the way that you feel? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know, it's just like, it's a very difficult thing to deal with, and I just feel like my patience be dwindling, but also I have to remember that the fruit of patience is a fruit of the Spirit, a fruit of the Holy Spirit. So I could definitely do a better job of abiding in His presence if I want to see myself have more patience and self-control in that regard. So there's things obviously that I know that I could be doing better, but also at the same time I feel like the level to which I'm affected by these things, I feel like it's definitely something else behind it. Like, I don't just think that it's like a fleshly thing, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it definitely has a spiritual element to it, is what I feel like, because it's like, it's consuming, you know what I mean? And it's hard, like, it's really hard to break. It really is. It's really, really, really hard. But I would love to know how y'all, what y'all got going on, because you're not even supposed to be in this lane. That's kind of crazy, child. These folks just be doing anything, y'all. Dang, that made me lose my train of thought. I'm sorry, y'all, I keep yawning. Yeah, it's a really, really hard thing to break, and to just choose to not respond the way that you feel. Certain circumstances make it easier than others, but in person, whole different story. Like, but I've done good with feeling the way that I feel when I've had time to like shake it off and like pray and go to God about certain things. Like, I've been good about not allowing my anger to affect like my whole day or like affect my performance like that, but there's certain other situations where, which I feel like, given the circumstances, I've done well, but I feel like also at the same time, since it's me, I'm giving myself more grace than probably somebody on the outside looking in. Maybe, but I don't really know because I'm not on the outside looking in, so who knows for real. But given the circumstances, I feel like, especially being the way that I used to be, I definitely have done a better job with not saying everything that I felt and not fully, you know, just allowing myself to just walk around with this. And you know what it is? Thank you, Holy Spirit. In that specific situation, I feel like the reason I've been able to not walk around with that energy or maintain that attitude for an extended period of time, I think that's all the grace of God for one, but forgiveness. I think forgiveness is a key to that, because when you choose to forgive, it's like before you know it, the Lord just takes that burden off of you, and it's like you're able to interact and respond and move in a way that you would think what had just happened to you didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you're able to coexist. That doesn't mean that like you pretending like the thing didn't happen or whatever, but it's just like you can feel a difference, if that makes sense. So it's not fake. You know what I mean? But also at the same time, I don't know, and this is obviously like gradually, like over time, not saying that it's taken several days, but like say for instance, like if something happens to me and I get an attitude or something like irritates me or makes me feel some type of way, whatever, when I feel it in that moment, it might take me a few minutes up to like an hour or so, depending on how bad the offense is, and also how long of the time I let pass before I start to pray about it or whatever, right? And then the next day, sometimes it depends on the other person involved, if that makes sense, because if your energy is bad, then it's like that doesn't help me either. But if your energy is good, it helps me better, because it's like it's not like awkward and like tense, and it's like, I don't know if that's pride me saying this, but it's like if I'm feeling whatever type of way about whatever went on, or if I, based on a situation that happened, if what I'm choosing to do moving forward, if I feel like I'm just not dealing with you because I know how you are pertaining to a particular situation, right? If you being weird, I'm not saying that I'm gonna also be weird, but also at the same time, I'm not gonna go out my way to be like something that it ain't. Does that make sense? Like, is that pride to go about a situation in that manner? Because it's just like, I don't be trying to act like buddy buddy and cool when I'm not really trying to be buddy buddy and cool. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is making sense, y'all, but this is definitely a ramble type of video. But yeah, but anyways, it's just hard to elaborate on. But this is the last thing I'm gonna say before I get off of here. But in terms of like the relationship part with people, I said the relationship part as if I said that already. But in terms of like the attitude and irritation, whatever the bad or the negative feeling is that you're feeling in regard to your relationships with those people, like how do y'all feel like based on certain situations, how do you feel it's okay to go about, not how do you feel, but how do you feel like if this is something that you've been through, how has God advised you to navigate a particular situation concerning like how you handle those people or how you choose to move forward in that relationship? Like, do you just be cordial and you know y'all can kiki ha ha, but at the end of the day you know y'all just not gonna be what it was previously or whatever you want to say, right? It's just like, I don't know, like how do you navigate that type of thing? it's just weird, because it's like, after, you know, of course I've chosen to forgive and everything like that, I can move forward and everything be cool and cordial. Like, we can, like I said, we could kiki ha ha, everything just be cool, like on a surface level. Not saying that everything is not cool, but it's just like, obviously I'm not finna be all like, our relationship not finna be all close knit and everything like that. This is hard to talk about without like giving explicit because like it's so many different situations that you can say, because like if you talking about something that just make you have like a attitude, it's not as deep to go into like the status of your relationship regarding that thing. Does that make sense? So it's like, I don't know, it's hard to elaborate on, but I'll just say that I've gotten better in terms of the way that I handle people in situations after I feel like I've been done wrong. Because I used to cut, like, we just you gonna feel it, and two, like, we ain't, you know what I'm saying, we could not speak for the rest of our lives type stuff. Like, I used to be on that type of time. But it's like, I don't really care to like have that burden, but also like I don't care for like the tension or like the back and forth or like the awkwardness, it being uncomfortable. Not saying that I cared for that before, but it's just like I would rather go about stuff the way that the Lord wants me to, but also at the same time it's like, how do I do that without being a doormat? You know what I mean? Like, I could still forgive you, everything be cool, but I'm not gonna let you feel like it's okay to be or act a certain way at the same time. But also, when it comes to me, it's like, some things, like the way I respond and react to some things, don't even be having nothing to do with that person. So it's like, how do I communicate that while also, like, how do you fight through that wall of like what you're feeling to like be able to effectively communicate that, hey, this just ain't that right now, and I don't know why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, but I just don't want to do XYZ right now. Hope you understand, like, give me some time. But it's like, then 5 seconds later it's like you're crying, laughing, and it's like nothing ever happened, and it's like, ma'am, are you bipolar? It's like, I don't know, it's a lot, and I feel like the way that I explained it, I went off so many different tangents to where it's like, girl, what are you even talking about? The math ain't mathing, and I don't think I get what you're saying, and I'm not really sure if I could tell you that this makes sense, because I don't think that it does. I hope that whoever can relate to this conversation and the things that I'm saying, that y'all are able to drop some gems down below. If not, I thank you for getting to this point in the video, child, because I feel like I just been saying a whole bunch of nothing, because like I can't like be exactly specific with the stuff that I'm saying. But it's just like, I don't know, it's hard, and I try to cast my burdens on the Lord and just lay stuff at his feet, because some things I just don't have the power to change in my own strength, and I know that it's not my own strength that I should be relying on. And it's just, it's a constant fight, it's a constant battle. This walk is a journey, like, it's not easy, and I'm just, certain things I just struggle leaving at the Lord's feet, because it's like, sometimes I feel like, well, what if I'm making excuses for falling short in this area pertaining to this particular thing? But it's like, some stuff I feel like it's just out of my control, or like I said, like I feel like it's a whole nother spiritual aspect attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, gotta be demonic in some capacity. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. This is something that I've struggled with like pretty much my whole life. I go through times where like I feel like I'm doing really, really good, and certain times where I feel like I'm just downward spiral, you know. But y'all pray for me if you feel led. Drive me down some gems that y'all feel like would help my particular situation. If you know anything, if not, we can definitely chat if this is something you relate to. And if you can't relate to this, I'm sorry for wasting your time. No, I'm just playing, but thank you for still watching this video. But anywho, that's all I have for this video, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share if you feel like it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure y'all go do a good deed. Y'all be blessed. If you haven't given your life to Christ, highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Definitely broke the scale, but just for the purpose of, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, we gonna give it a 10 out of 10. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Love you guys so much. Bye.